Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I don't know how the sound is going to be. I have air conditioning on, but I can turn it off if it's too loud in the background. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, everyone in the green room, so to speak. We're going to have an interesting day. Obviously, spirit-led. All right, so without further ado, let's pop everybody in here. Hello, everyone.
And your air conditioner sounds fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a 5x5.
Look to me a little.
Can
Say
you hear
what?
me?
Just
No,
let
we
the
can't hear you.
air blow this way, Jen. Can't hear you, Jay. Can't hear you, Jay, at all.
I missed you guys.
I missed you too.
And Nadia disappears when I say that.
Oh, there you go. You know, it's always got to be somebody.
All right. Troublemaker. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good.
I've been spirit led today too.
Yeah. Well, studying up until this point has been spirit-led, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when they said, would you please put that down?
Mm-hmm. I had that for 3 days.
Yeah.
Struggling to go back. And it was like, I got to do this. And it was tough. It really was.
It was, and I found that every time that I would go back, I would jump to something that I wasn't working on before. And it was just, it was actually frustrating. It was actually quite frustrating. Multiple times I kept hearing, you don't need to worry about that. And then there were things that I really needed to focus on. So, and it's all over the place, especially since we know it's not chronological anyway. So,
Right.
But that's okay. We'll just see where spirit takes us and what they want us to get into and what they don't want us to. So, still an interesting subject to me.
Jay, are you mirroring yourself?
Am I what?
Mirroring yourself? Jay, Rocco.
There's two of him.
I love it. His split personality came in.
There's two of them, yeah.
Same as the beginning as the ending. Just
there you go.
Sometimes you have to look at it a different way.
The alpha and the omega. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
doesn't know if he's going forward or backwards.
I wanted to see if we could ask Spirit a couple of questions before we dive into this, because
that would be wonderful.
Just for the simple fact that I want to know what we're hearing when we get distracted. Is it of the negative trying to keep us from learning? Or is it really true the divine telling us to stay away from stuff?
Agreed.
So I want to kind of pick apart the discernment of, are we hearing this correctly? Because if it's the enemy, we just get rid of him. So that's what I'm going to ask. Are we to continue working on the book of Revelation? Divinely led, obviously. So that's what I wanted to focus on. And I didn't pull cards. I did on a couple of things this weekend, but not personal, not on Revelation. I don't want to have to stop and ask the cards every time I have a question because I wouldn't get anything done. Okay. So apparently there's certain things that we should do, but then there's certain things we shouldn't. So I guess we're going to tread lightly. Because the enemy does want us to surrender to this. They don't want us to know the truth, but we have to use our discernment. Doing that is the Knight of Cups, and that means tread lightly with what you're doing. So it's a warning, but overall, if we follow their advice, it will be a beautiful thing. So I think we just have to figure out what voices in our head we're listening to.
Agreed.
I think it's our own personal journey. I may be studying one part of it while you guys study another part, because we don't really have a plan.
Right.
So Anyway, I just wanted to ask that. Is there anything that you guys want to ask before we jump into wherever we start?
Yeah, because this was part of I think what we're talking about right here. Me and Nadia were chit chatting the one day, and I was doing my rods on a couple things we were talking about, and for the first time, Metatron and Yeshua left, and in comes Gabriel and Michael, and they were kind of basically telling me, "Hey, we don't have time for this. Something's going on." Pretty much. So
Heavenly battle.
can you confirm that? Because that was pretty odd.
Yep. Okay.
Be good.
Okay.
They haven't had any treats today, so fingers crossed.
They might just guess you.
Yeah, they're still gonna get you.
Oh yeah. They're still
They're gonna guess you because
know
you
it's
didn't get
coming.
much.
You know it's coming.
I was going to say, when has that ever stopped them before?
True. I figured I'd go for it. No treats. That's it.
Not until after the show.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're on a fast.
Definite spiritual battles going on. Wow.
Definitely.
And I think what they were telling you wasn't meant to be offensive because they're doing it for us.
It wasn't. We literally. I even told Nadia. I said, "We got to cut this," and she's like, "I totally understand." But
Okay.
something was going on, and I mean that is the first time that my main guide, Hanok Metatron, left, or he didn't have time for me.
Wow.
And then they send in Michael and Gabriel, and it's like, let's be honest, the consummate messengers. Hey guys, we don't have time for this right now.
Yeah,
Right.
and they had to leave.
Well, let me show you the cards. I simply asked, is there a heaven or spiritual battle going on that they had to take care of? And I got the Ace of Swords. Absolutely.
Biggie.
It's a huge battle. The Five of Swords is about strategy. And they were doing this for a reason because somebody was getting kicked out. Bringing them to where they didn't belong there. Well, the Chariot card is also a military card, and they're overcoming some adversity that they were facing. But I get that we're a part of that adversity because we represent new beginnings of the baby Page of Wands. We're determined to do it, so they're fighting a battle for us. Well, they did win, and they honored our contract.
Okay.
So yes, fully at battle.
Yeah, they're kind of, they're not telling me, but I get the impression it was something to do with that Azazel.
It's taken care of, Jay.
I know, but it. Okay. Anyway. Oh, look at me. Look at me. That clear stuff.
Wow. When are you putting it through your filter?
I have one too. That's what
It's
it's
91 degrees today, and they kind of said have a
I
ball.
have one too.
Yeah.
Listen, this is water, and here's my coffee mug. I don't know who's going to
same.
And here's my water. Okay?
I'm sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
We're cool.
That's all right. No, it's okay. You had talked about Azazel because he's been battled before. I know Dennis has battled him. But yeah, the Tower card, they had to throw him out basically. So, and they got victory over him. So that was a huge part. So, yeah.
All right.
I do believe that these fallen angels and demons, because I think we established before they're kind of two different entities, especially if they're coming after the collective.
Right.
Michael's army is going to step in and fight some of those battles for us. Now, I will tell you that I was dealing with some of my own. I was in the middle of some of that. Only on my level and what I was meant to do, but yeah, not pretty. And it's a blessing to know that they're there to have your back.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Any
All
other
right.
beginning
On with the show.
questions?
Anyone
All
else?
right. Well, I'm gonna start on the shortest research I did.
Okay.
I went into Hindu, and
Okay.
basically their revelation is the Kali Yuga coming in, which is in now. The
Mhm.
Kali Yuga every 1,200 years or something.
Right.
And so we are actually in a Kali Yuga.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to go through trying times right now.
One of the things I found with because I went down the Hindu road also, there was how they perceive the end times, if you will. The three things have to be correct for life to go on, and at some point, in other words, it expands or folds out, and then at some point it starts to fold back, and it starts over again. It's a repeating cycle in their many religions, but once you dig through all the gods, I mean, it's hard to find, but they have similar end time scenarios. The details are dependent on the god. I couldn't
Okay.
do them all.
All right, and then the second shortest research, the one that was short, but the other one is Islam, and Islam basically has similarities to the Bible. I mean, the
Yeah.
Antichrist is coming, and he will. They actually describe what he may look like coming from the Eastern land. Which I want to ask the question: Is
Mhm.
it Ukraine? Is it Ukraine where he be coming from? Because he will come with followers.
From
And
the east, yeah.
the sneeze. I
Mhm.
wonder if those will be the followers.
Mm.
Oh, and the
I'm not
unique,
going to go at you.
yeah. One of the unique things I found out about the Hindu also is one of the Kali Yuga. He comes on a horse, kind of like the four horsemen. That was the only kind of similarity I found
Islam,
to the
too.
Abrahamics, Abrahamic religions, yeah. But I thought that was unique. The
horse.
reference to horse.
Yeah. Spirit has me going through the Essenes.
Nice. Well, it's so funny
And the
because
Lost Books.
and the lost book.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
well, they said that in the Quran that the Antichrist will actually have a deformity, probably one eye. He will have a marking on his forehead, no children, and he will claim to be the first Christ. Then he will claim he is the God. That's basically what I got.
That's the basic gist, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got you.
Yep. The full card. Yeah, he's going to come in out of nowhere. That's his version of leap of faith to start something new. Very, very determined. And I think he's going to stand up against everything that's going to go on, what we're going through right now, and swear that he can help humanity.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they said there would be just like what we're planning on is the crash, the food shortage, whatever, and he will be the one to provide them food, and that's where he will get most of the
Replicators.
followers.
Okay, well, thank you, Spirit. They said, do not get distracted by his appearance because that's temperance. He's going to seem like a little angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, now that I've pulled cards on that, so I wouldn't let my ego get in it, I have always felt that there's more than one Antichrist, that it's a spirit of an Antichrist. So is it really just one dude?
I don't believe it is. We've had this conversation. I think the entity is a power. I think at some point that every kind of dictatorship leader has some kind of godhead or someone in charge. I think someone is in charge. There's a good bit of that energy in there, but I think it's almost like if you go from the Marvel movie Shield, they're all connected in all the little aspects of connection, he all the way down the line, and
Yeah.
in
Through all the
many
backstories.
in many aspects it's not just from a top down, but it's from a bottom up. Like every time I see it, it's a handshake. Everyone's a handshake, a wink and a nod. Everyone's connected to it. But I agree with that, Jen.
The Antichrist spirit, I believe, is definitely embedded with the sneeze. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely all the way around. So as far as I know, we're beyond space and time. We've changed timelines so many times. Is it fair to ask spirit if we're dealing with this now? If you do 3.5 years and 3.5 years, are we going through? I don't know that we've gone through the happy times. I don't know.
Yeah, I question that myself.
Because the way it's worded in the book, that it's the second half where we'll really be challenged.
Right.
And then the elect will really go through it.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry, we're going through some pretty bad crap now, but maybe it's just elevated.
Right.
But have we changed this timeline altogether anyway? Is that why Spirit is trying to say, don't worry about it, because we've changed it?
Well,
that's a question. Go ahead.
Well, I think if we raise our frequency, or if we have a bigger collective thinking the same way, we are going to change the timeline. We're not going to go through that. We might avoid it all in one time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, let's go back to my original question. With my guides, they had to go and deal with something that was seemingly out of sync. So timelines change. Are they trying to change the game? Is the evil trying to change the game, even though it's written supposedly? Look, they're not smart. They're clever. Did they come up with something clever, just similar to how I had my first spiritual attack recently? They figured a way around my divinity and went to my body, and that's the first time that's happened. So, are they getting more clever or desperate? Are they trying to change a timeline to benefit them, like you're suggesting, Jen? The timeline.
If we work so hard to change it for a positive instead of it coming this outcome, I mean, we know the real ending doesn't end or change, because the divine wins, period.
Right.
You can't change that part, but the parts leading up to it, I think the collective or the divine, the ones full of divine souls and spirits, have really worked hard to change it. Now, are they trying to change it back? Is this going to be back and forth?
Yeah, and I think that's where the battle is.
Yeah. Watch us today, Nadia, later.
I see it.
Thought it was me. Okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I'll have to give you a new cream.
Yep.
Not that rash.
I miss Nova. Yay, he's back. Well, we're just wrapping it up, Dennis.
Sin? Dennis is sinned. Oh my God.
Out of time and space.
He brought sin with him. That's scary.
All right, so I'm going to ask really quick, is that what that current, another question on top of the battle that you were told about, is that part of it? They're trying to change it again. Because
change it back.
I don't know, or change it back, but I didn't think that Azazel was going to even be a part of that again. If I thought he was taken out once,
right,
he is not technically chained up. He can come back again.
I actually don't think they even knew that was
wow.
I think that was a surprise. Well, many of your cards says don't get complacent, Jen.
Yeah, it does. So I asked if they're trying to change it back. Yep. They're trying to hold the ground. They want what we're supposed to get, which is victory and happiness. The abundance. Because the Empress represents full of abundance. They want everything. Well, if we're fighting the sneeze, so to speak, that's all they've ever wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they've come back to fight again. Wow.
Because Jay and I came up with they're not all gone.
Right.
So they say.
No, they're not. This is currently happening very fast. They're working as hard as they can, as fast as they can to change it.
Mhm.
It's not going to work. Well, we know it's not going to work, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have to go through some crap first. That means a new beginning, walking away from stuff that doesn't emotionally serve you. So I like how they tied this in with the final card. The Emperor means a great leader. So, negatively aspected, he can represent the Antichrist.
Right.
So, are they going to have a leader to get their crap together? I don't know. I always felt that the Antichrist spirit was a collective, just like we're a collective.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What says you, Dennis? He's like,
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
nothing. The Antichrist.
I was gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
Azazel?
Just Azazel, are they coming back? Because I thought they were gone altogether. What do you think?
Azazel is supposed to be Apollyon, which is supposed to open up the abyss to let out the locusts.
And we don't know who, quote, the angel of death is. Even though, let's say, Azazel
Did he just
is
freeze?
of the dark.
Everybody?
Hello.
Wow.
Even though
Everybody froze.
everybody what?
Everybody froze. The whole thing
Oh,
froze.
okay. But and I really think we should get off this SOB also. But but what I'm getting at is the quote angel of death is supposedly within this time frame, or within the end time frame, is on Earth, but yet he is actually under the rule of God, even though he's evil, taking out a portion of the population. Supposedly, there's several different stories of it. If you go to the ancient Aramaic, there does seem to be a twist in words that could be
Well,
that
because
exactly.
they're only allowed to take out a third, right?
Yes, but there's deaths leading up to that, etc. And again, are they getting clever? That's all I keep feeling. They're trying to use the words and the language, and kind of like, oh, well, you didn't say we couldn't do it now. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's like
the fine prints.
Yeah,
that's why
like,
you know they're Khazarian. They're very good at fine prints.
Excuse me.
They're very good at fine prints. You didn't state
yeah.
that in the contract.
I'll give you a help.
that Azay word. Let's get off of that one, because that's it's not time. We should be talking about it.
Not talking about it. All right. So going to that though, what you were saying about the timeline.
Yeah.
Do you think that they've always stuck to the same game plan over and over and over again? Do you think they're changing up their game plan now? Is that why now there's the battle being started again?
Well, me personally, I think they are, because now people are waking up to what they've been repeating generation after generation. People are awake to it now. Now we know their game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they would have to change it. And we can ask Spirit, but what do you guys think?
I'm in agreement with you. I think they've done it long enough. Everybody's caught on.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie.
Now that doesn't mean that all the NPCs and people won't.
Well, no, because they have no consciousness.
Right. But I think the elect, and that's another thing, the elect, the term elect confuses me, because if that's God's chosen people, I'm not talking about Jewish, I'm just talking about God's children.
The elect, yeah.
It says even the elect shall be deceived.
Yes.
So What does that
It doesn't say them all. It doesn't say them all, but it says
Right.
even the elect.
So
Yes.
what does that make us? Because we're still part of the elect, but we're not being deceived because now we're awake, if that makes sense.
Right.
So what do you
Right,
call
yeah.
us?
Okay. Let me give you for this, for example. We all go down our spiritual paths. We're going different directions. In many cases, we all have our own kind of gifts and everything like that in our own path.
Mhm.
How is this any different in the sense of changing this, like being the select and the elect? Okay, can we be fooled? For instance, I've seen some spiritual people go hardcore towards the 3D stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The governmental
like
thing, like
right,
that.
like a total turnaround. Like, and this is what's important. And I mean that's been happening, and I've seen a few truthers kind of head towards the spiritual thing. Very few, but I think that's kind of a telling sign that we can all be kind of deceived.
Mhm.
Okay, if you're a spiritual person, what does the 3D shit matter? Why is that so important right now, and why are you leading people down that path? In other words, why, except to anchor them?
Yeah,
Where
they want to keep you in the 3D matrix.
yeah, and then you see the truth. Some of the truthers, very few, that are want more along the lines of walking a spiritual path or a galactic path, if you will. They've gotten away
Yeah.
from the truther bullshit. So there's some similarities in that, kind of like what we're kind of going through. I think all of us have the ability to be deceived. We all have our weaknesses. We all have our secrets, if you will, that, oh, we don't nobody to know. That can
Mhm.
be used against you. I'm an open book,
Yeah.
I mean, I have dressed in a lady's dress for Halloween, just saying.
That's too open.
Well,
Not heels,
I'm
not heels.
I'm an open book too, but there are a few pages that are missing.
Yeah.
There you go.
So what do you guys think about that, as far as that analogy of the elect, or is that a way? In other words, even the elect will be deceived. Is that one
Well,
way of
I think
curbing
you
our
could
spirituality?
probably take, for instance, faith leaders, no matter what the faith is, if they're so focused on what this book says or their own book, whatever it is, just like my former pastors
Mhm.
are so focused on it is a positive message, yes, the love of Yeshua and that kind of stuff, and don't worry about the book of Revelation because you're going to be out of here before it happens.
Right.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the elect being deceived as well. You don't realize how we even got here to begin with. There is a story that connects it all.
Right.
That they're so focused, and then after that pandemic crap, I got
Right.
to. The reason I totally left the system is because I found out that they worship government and not God,
Right.
Right.
because that's who their boss was.
No,
Oh,
I do
yeah.
believe the rapture and the ascension are the same.
Yeah.
But hear me out on this. What if it is a deception, in the sense of time? Okay, you see a lot of people right now talking about we're in that portion. The rapture's coming. The rapture's coming. What if the time comes and goes? How defeating is that going to be to people when it doesn't come when we want it, which is no chance. It's not when you
Right.
want it. But
Mhm.
are they going to be disappointed and lose, quote, faith, lose the spiritual? I mean, again,
They will.
right, exactly.
There's so many, there's so many times that happened in past
Yes.
generations that
Exactly.
we're so close, and then the rest of the fulfillment doesn't get fulfilled. The people
Yeah.
who were awake at that time now burrow back into the 3D.
Right.
Yeah.
Give you an example. In America, 10 million children go missing a year. 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
You think it'll be easy to cover up 144 plus thousand? You know what I mean? I mean, even if it's 1.44 million, honestly,
I think the Chinese would
have
be
you?
like,
What I'm getting at is,
"There's room in this bus."
have you seen 10 million advertisements of these missing children? No.
No.
So for 144 million or 144,000, again, you don't think that would be easy for them to cover up? Look, there's a UFO in the news. Oh my goodness, we have a real sighting.
Well, yeah, because that's
not
what
okay.
they're doing now. That's
Looked
exactly
out
what
the
they're doing
window.
now.
But I think you're right. I think we're all kind of right. There's some
Okay.
form of deception going on with all of it.
Well,
But-
haven't we all been labeled some weird QAnon crap? I mean,
Okay,
I
but
get the 17th letter, and I understand all that. I know what's behind it, but well, I sort of know what's behind it, but that doesn't define who I am.
But are we
we've been
are we
labeled
still staying down here in order to find other clues? For example, Travis Scott that I mentioned before was doing Utopia in the pyramids. I mean, if we're all spiritual and up that, and we're not paying attention to these little nefarious things that can be going on, maybe that's why we have to pay attention to things
I
that are
think
still
we
going
have
on.
to balance ourselves and look at both.
Yes, exactly.
That's my personal
I
opinion.
think,
I think 'cause
yeah,
we still have to
yeah,
look at
I think spirituality in itself is a form of balancing ourselves, straddling between the 3D and the spiritual side, only to gauge what's going on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
but remain within the spiritual realm, within yourself.
Yes.
right.
Wherever your focus is, it should be inside, not outside.
I agree with that.
Of
That was
course.
beautiful, King.
That was really nice. I'm
Yeah.
going to record that, Dennis.
Yeah, well, why you should have wrote that down, you know.
Right, you missed that in the next book. Note to self.
There you
That
go.
was really
That'll
nice.
be book number 3.
So now I'd like to start with the rapture.
What are you?
It's
what
going
are
to
you pulling on,
titled.
Jen?
It's going to be
Jen's pulling
titled
on.
"In Case You Missed It."
Yeah, I pulled cards and I asked Spirit and I said about the deception of the elect and who's called the elect, and they said, how about you just ask me what we're all supposed to be doing?
Uh-oh.
That's what we're doing. So this is what I got. They gave me 3 pairs. This guy is here to do this, and that's to steal. That's it. Steal the truth. That's the bottom line. But you have to recognize it and know who to trust. You have to know who to trust and not have fear. You can't fear the unknown. Don't worry about it. Whether on here, that means 3D. Don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Set your boundaries and be very strategic of who you listen to. That's it.
So that was literally just yin and yang. Each one of those cards, like a balance.
Yes.
Every those 3 sets were nothing but balance.
The positive ones were the first pull, and the
Right.
negative ones were on the bottom. They said, I gave you 3 pairs.
Wow.
Now pick them up and read them that way.
Wow.
Nice.
I said, okie dokie.
Hi, Schneider. Bless you.
All right, about rapture. Let's start with rapture, if that's okay.
Okay.
Like 144,000. We're all hooked. We're all figuring out what that number actually means. Now, so many different books say how creation of man started. Was creation of man, as the Bible says, God created the heaven and the earth, or is that 1/3 of a story? Is the 2/3 of a story? Did the Anunnakis come and create man, and that's another third of the population?
Mm-hmm.
And did ISIS, who created humans, is that another third? So is the day of judgment or the rapture, we're taking our own children?
I maybe rephrase that.
That's a lot of hairs to split.
Yeah.
Well, I
Just
mean,
because,
we
because
have.
then you could get into talking about
Are you saying
Hybrids,
everyone brings a bit of
species.
truth in? Is that what you're saying?
Everybody brings their own truth in, but the rapture is like, okay, I created these people. This is our bloodline. This is God's bloodline. This is this bloodline. So the rapture actually is God's own children being taken.
Okay.
right. Even though we're mixed and mingled with all of them.
And one thing I kind of noticed going down some of these religions that
Mhm.
we was with this. I was looking for end times and everything like that, and apocalypses within the religions. You know, the weird thing is every one of them has similarities, and if you change a name like the with the Anunnaki and Thoth, it's Jesus, it's the
Yeah.
disciple. I mean, there's a whole
Okay.
lot of truth and half truths within everything. But one of the things I that I didn't notice is people like us. We're picking apart religions.
Mhm.
It's not that we're not doing this for a, oh, this one's bad. We're doing it to learn.
Yeah.
And you know, so, but yet we're thrust in one of these categories, and I think technically we're in a completely different category. Like, in other words, I believe certain things that the Quran brings certain truths, the Bible brings certain truths, the Torah brings certain truths, the Buddhism and the Hindus bring certain truths. I
Yes.
think I think that is a neglected statistic within that, if you will. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a big statistic, but I
Well,
think it is something, and maybe that is what you see as the elect,
yeah.
or are we trying to get
Well,
through the bullshit?
I think that for so many generations, it has been about a bunch of labels and, pardon my French, but a pissing contest of which religion is, well,
Right,
I'm more special than you. I'm right. You're wrong. Well,
right,
I'm right about this, but you're wrong. I think that they all bring truth, like you said. And we're just realizing, what if we all got along?
right,
What if it's a
exactly,
little bit of everybody and everybody? I mean,
right.
it's,
Because,
it
and
took
you're right.
a while to learn that for me because I was a diehard Bible thumper for years.
Hmm.
But I had to learn real quick that, well, honey, you've been deceived just as much as everybody else.
Yeah,
That's where I came up with that thought process of, well, does that mean that I was the elect that got deceived? Does that make sense?
right. No, it does
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
But the realization of I was deceived. I mean, let's face it. I've mentioned it before. Religion has two meanings: to bring together, but also to bind.
Exactly.
It's control. It's a partial truth. It's a partial truth.
Yeah.
And what you said made sense, Jen. What if we all get along? That's the unique thing about it. It's I think people would get along. It's the leaders that don't want the people to
Oh,
get along.
Yeah,
100%.
because the enemy can't have us getting along because then we create our own utopia, so to
Right.
speak.
And
If that makes
it
sense.
was one of you two. I don't think it was Dennis. It was one of you two mentioned. I think the other thing that's not realized is government is actually becoming a religion now. You know,
Of course.
yeah, government
And,
is
and
for
just like
many is
if
the
you look
religion.
at the New World Order, didn't they all say, well, they wanted a one world religion? Like, we'll leave currency and that kind of stuff out of it for right now, but in one world religion, I think would eventually be them. I believe that one world religion would be government.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And
They
it
said
does. I
one
mean,
world government, that would
one
be
world
their God.
government. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Dennis, you're not allowed to jump timelines during the show. I don't know if you got the memo.
He's
Um,
skipping. He's going back and forth to get some information and
yeah.
leaping ahead and get some
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, the cheat sheet, huh? He's got the cliff notes.
He's in that room with
Okay.
keys. Where can I go to get the answer?
He
Is
went to
he
the
frozen
divine
again,
and
or is
said,
he
I
doing
need
the
that.
statue thing?
What was that, Jay?
Is he frozen again, or is he doing the statue thing? Oh,
No,
no, he
no,
was
I
frozen.
see. He's okay.
He may have
Okay.
pendulum out.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, with the revelations, getting back to where we are,
I'm listening.
it was a kind of a very personal journey, just like when we did the Dome of the Rock,
Yes.
in many aspects of it. And I was spirit guided. I was trying to do this spirit guide, and I was like, well, I want to see what the other religions say. And I even went to the Native American, to try. But then I went to the Aboriginals also. Um, Again, there's so many similarities. There's more similarities that are so similar
Yes.
than the differences of the details of how far they are apart. The core details are really quite similar. You
Well,
know.
it's just like whether it's Native
You okay,
American
Dennis?
or the. Are you having technical problems, honey?
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, my computer's not, but I am.
You are.
I am. It keeps dropping off the internet,
I think he
and
doesn't know
your
what
sound
time.
is garbled.
Okay. Well, we can see you. The picture is a little fuzzier, but we have
It's all right.
contact.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Good. Let's get back on track.
All right. So we were talking about
Well,
the
just call me Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Had no hair.
The similarities between like Native Americans and like the Aborigines. I think we pulled cards between the Hopi and the Aborigines if they were actually one, and then something happened. When we did the Mayans and the Aztecs, and we got into a little bit of the the Incas. So many similarities about everything until some big bad wolf comes in and tears it all to shreds. So it seems that keeps repeating itself. But there's all of maybe it's the way of life. Toth was all over the place, we learned. So and then we just didn't learn about it at all. So and I think that to really get down to spirituality, we need to pay attention to Native Americans, some people that are one with the land.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
The inherent nature of how in every culture there's a rise of shaman, there's a rise of spirituality that all happened in a similar time frame, and it kind of became a pecking order, and then of course it got corrupted. But all over the world, shaman, medicine men, healers, what do we call the seers?
Yeah.
These all developed in all cultures.
Yes.
And let's talk about revelation. How is that possible? How is that possible to all happen within a few hundred years of each other and no contact between any of them? How is that possible?
Right.
It's not. I don't. I. You know. Is that a DNA thing? Is that a revelation? Was that their revelation? Was that their growth?
I just think it's the divine. Period.
Yep. Yeah.
But I also believe that it is the divine, yes, but the divine is within you. So the knowledge is actually within you.
Right. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And that's how it got translated. It depends on how close you are to the earth, how close you are to the divine. And that's how they start reciting, translating, whatever. And it's all similar. Same frequency.
Dennis isn't here, but let me ask the two of you. When you were going through this road of revelations, whatever religion you were coming through, like me, I was looking for, or maybe I was kind of guided to look for the similarities, the root, not so much the differences. But yet there were still rabbit holes and rabbit holes. Don't get me wrong. What were you two individually keying on in the different aspects? If you don't mind me asking, I mean, we're all different, but I want to see where spirit led you, spirit led Dennis. You know what I mean? What was, we're doing this on 4 different fronts. Hey, Dennis, what I was just asking was, and you go first if you don't mind, Dennis, because you're popping in and out. While you were going down this road of this revelation, like I said, I was kind of picking up similarities in different religions. What were you picking up on your road as far as revelations? I want to see what
You're
all
cutting
4
in
of us
and out.
kind of were picking. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try and stay in one time.
Yeah, Jay's not, honey. You're probably just, it's blotchy to you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
What did you come out of revelation?
I can't hear you at all. You're going in and out.
Wow. He's probably buffering.
Did you reset your computer, Dennis? Oh, it's clearing. It's clearing. Can you hear us? Or it's frozen.
No, Houston. All right. Well, one of you two. Let me ask. Okay, whoever wants to go there. What, like, I mean, this is a revealing, really, in many aspects. But what did you focus on, and then what did you come out of individually, if you don't mind me asking? I'm
I
not
have
trying
to.
to cut to the chase. I'm just trying
No,
to
it's
see.
fine. I have to agree that all the years that I've studied Revelation, I learned how to divide things, to find differences. And this time around, I was looking for clues of how I could put stuff together and actually come up with names and labels for what I was reading. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Is that Dennis
Just like
trying to connect?
I don't. He just doesn't
Okay,
have a
good.
connection. Because when I started with the first chapter and it goes into the letters to the 7 churches, the first thing normally years ago I would have been convinced that they were actual churches in Asia Minor, and I would have went along with it. Now when I went and read it, I was trying to figure out, is he talking about different faiths or different groups of people or different I don't even know if I want to say species, but just different groups of people,
I'll throw in
but
the 7
not
sisters,
really churches.
the 7 sisters, the 7 planets of the Palladians.
Yeah, and I got that too because I
Yeah.
kept getting an off-worlder download, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I was like you. I was trying to connecting the things. Nadia, were you experiencing something similar? I know you're not done, Jen. I just on
No, it's
that
fine.
note,
That's fine.
and on that note, that similarities was something connecting to you?
Yeah, I was looking for similarities, but you're going to be proud of me. I actually was studying the Book of Enoch.
Good for you.
You sweet
trying
talker.
to figure out
You're just a sweet talker.
where he went. I know. Talk to you
Where
later.
he went.
You're trying to soften up the pineapple on the toes. I know.
But yeah, I actually went through the Book of Enoch, so I can from there the horrible things that he saw to compared to Revelations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's where I went through.
Yeah, I will have to say that not just reading the Bible's version of Revelation, I brought out the big dog
Ooh.
time, and that is the missing books,
Right.
because it will tell you so much more. And of course, Enoch is one of those big ones.
Right.
So I agree with the Palladian points with the churches, because like I said before, years ago, I would have believed they were actual physical churches.
Mm-hmm.
But now I read the one that I'm going through is the chronological. So it's not the these and thous as King James would like us to do.
Right.
I'm reading basic English. And the way that they word these churches and the titles and the way that they address brethren, the way it's written in here really got my attention, because it says little children.
Mm-hmm.
And I went ding, 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 ding. Right now, a big focus of our lives is the littles.
Right.
But I believe our divine creator calls us all his littles,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
And I, going back with the 7 sisters and that,
Mm-hmm.
it was bringing me back to kind of astrological features also, not just the 7 hills, but 3 kings, the 10 kings coming. It starts for me now. It starts, are these stars, or these constellations? Is there more to the story? Is that the time frame based on most of the books say it'll be seen in the stars? Look for the sky for the signs. Are these actually astrological things? Welcome back, King.
Thank you.
You're visually, you look clearer.
Very crystal clear.
I'm very, very crispy right now.
Oh,
yes.
you are.
You sound
Stunningly
right.
crisp.
Well, let's give you a chance to answer while we've got you. What Jay was asking when you were going through it and picking it apart. Well, you ask it, Jay. You said it better.
What I was basically saying was, as we were going through this, whether you're going down different religions or different books, were you picking up similarities? What was your focus, Dennis? What were you being drawn to? This reminds me of this, or these things are completely far apart. What was your outcome in many respects? Were you trying to put things together, or were they just being put
Yeah, I
together
was
for you?
looking for similarities, and a lot of the different religions have similarities, except for one. Well, yes and no. It's not. I guess you can say it's kind of somewhat similar, but the Essenes had a different perspective than what all the other religions had.
Agreed.
As far as the opening of the scroll, the seven seals,
Mhm.
it was not Yeshua that opened the seals. It was given to John to do that, which is completely different than what is taught.
Yeah, because we're taught the one who is worthy will be able to break the seals, and we're taught that's Yeshua,
Right.
who is the Lamb.
Badass lamb.
And according to the book, let me see if I can find it. It is John, because okay, and I saw an angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" And no being in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look upon or look thereon. And I wept, because the book could not be opened, nor was I able to read what there was written. And one of the elders says unto me, "Weep not, reach out your hand and take the book, yea, even the book with the seven seals, and open it, for it was written for you, who are at once the lowest of the low and the highest of the high."
And see the seven seals again. That brings me. Okay, the seven seals, is that something that we'd see in the stars in many cases? Let's say the seven hills, the
Pleiades.
seven churches, Pleiades. Okay, if the seal is broken, does one of the stars disappear? If the second seal is broken, does the second star disappear? I was trying to think these things, or does it get brighter?
Wouldn't that tie into when they start talking about the stars falling from the heavens as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to go
Well,
down.
it was like a third of the stars come from the heavens, so that'd be more than seven.
I'm trying to. Well, can I just ask this about the stars also? In the book of Enoch, and I don't know if it was maybe chapter 31, the archangel Uriel was with, and they did name 7 archangels. Are they also 7 stars?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do they each hold a seal?
It's a possibility. The thing I would have liked to have had more time to do was to take the numbers that, okay, the Bible, Abrahamic religions, they run a pattern, 7s, 3s, 5s, 12. They all run patterns. I didn't have the time to see some of the other, like, not Abrahamic religions, but the other religions. What's their symbology, the numbers?
Well, you've got time. This isn't the only week we're going to do it.
Yeah. No, but that's
to do it. It's fine.
I appreciate that, but I think that's the route I'm going to go. Is there the numerics of it? Is there similarities with all these things? And it just, okay, we're always looking to the skies. We're always looking for hope. We're looking above us. It's going to tell the story, but are these all, what do they call it? Like a proverb. In other words, it's a parable. It's there. It's more than one meaning. It's
allegory or something. Yeah.
Symbolism, that kind of thing.
Well, there are 2 people that I know. One, and I want to look at it. It was a YouTube video in 2020 during the pandemic where he unraveled the angels speaking in numbers as codes, and he had it broken down what numbers meant in their Bible.
Okay,
that was one. The second one, he talked about symbolisms in the Bible regarding the time of when these things happen. So if they said the virgins, it wasn't literally of virgins, it was actually when they tended to the harvest, or when they talked about the sheep, it was, like the time of April, Easter.
Right.
So there are people that are breaking those codes down.
Mhm.
And once I find it, I hope I could put it on the chat. But the ones with the angel numbers, like Noah's Ark built it, and this, what is it, 444 cubics or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the cubits. Yeah.
That was an angel code that an angel translated a number, which translated it to words.
Well, you could also look at in Revelation later towards the end, while we assume chronologically, when they're discussing the cubits or the dimensions of the New Jerusalem, if that makes sense, because those are probably codes as well. Because if you break it down, it translates to like 1,500 miles wide in depth and height.
Mm-hmm.
I just got an epiphany right now. I just got an epiphany, by the way, guys. You guys are all saying that Revelation is really not chronologically ordered, right? In order. However, Middle Eastern, they always do the opposite from left to right. So maybe flip that book.
That that every time I read Revelation, I read it backwards.
And to beginning.
The first time.
Yeah, I mean, it is Middle Eastern.
Mirror name.
What?
My mirror name on.
Yay.
Will we start with Omega instead of Alpha?
Probably.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I get a green light on that.
Yeah, because I mean, you always have to look at a bigger picture in order to narrow it down to the micro.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can we play that backwards and it'll come out right? Like,
you think it'll work?
Paul is dead.
It'll come out a Beatles song. Yeah.
Yeah. Will that be on the White Album or what?
Yeah. And I'm having a hard time seeing the chat again. My computer's showing the chat. It's not showing the chat.
You're just saying Nadia is much better than all of you. No, I'm kidding.
That's all.
That what it is?
Fine. Just fine.
So we understand the 7 churches are supposed to represent the 7 physical churches that received the letter, the apocalyptic letter. Now, if we, as warnings or messages, so if we put an astrology spin on it and look at it Palladian, we would have to really break down each star in the Palladian system. Mm-hmm. Do they represent something that would make that trigger? Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Could you put a label on one of those stars and then be able to match up which church they're talking about? Because that's a whole other story.
No different than mentioning the angels. 7 angels, are they in charge of those particular churches? And you had said messages. What are angels? Messengers.
Yes.
There's so many quinky dinks, if you will.
Well, I mean, if you guys are talking like this, I'm the rookie here. So 7 churches. Were there only 7 churches?
They're the ones
only 7 churches that they spoke of.
The only 7 churches that received the letter of the apocalyptic times that are coming. Right. There were 7 copies, and they chose 7 churches in Asia Minor to send it to. And it's Pergamos, Smyrna, Ephesus. And I looked at this name again, and you know what I pronounced it as? I pronounced it as Tartaria, but it's Thyatira. Yeah, and I went, Tartaria, what?
What is it called?
It's Thyatira. Sardis, Philadelphia, and the Laodicean, which is the lukewarm church. Yeah. So there's 3. They're all along or between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. And John was supposedly imprisoned or outcast on the island of Patmos, which is right there. So when he was getting the revelation and download, there were 7 copies and it went to the churches. Each church got a different message based where they were in their spirituality.
Could real quick kind of download type thing. Okay, Philadelphia was actually in Egypt, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And what I just kind of got was what wasn't necessarily churches. It was places,
Cities or groups
Egypt.
of people.
Ethiopia is one of them.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Egypt, Ethiopia, something. I mean, could the 7 churches be symbolic of regions, not necessarily churches itself?
Yeah, or groups of people.
Right.
Now, this one, I don't know if you can see this very well, but well, let me see if I can get it focused.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's very bad.
Not focusing. Okay.
It
So
looks about as good as I do when I freeze up.
Yeah, it is a group of different regions of people. And I would have to go and look at the Palladian system to see if it's similar, because that would be interesting.
If we're looking at stars, why couldn't it be cities like they're saying? You know, it's all, is it nothing more than just a parable or so much of a coincidence that it's hard not to take it for...
Or could the word been manipulated?
Right. Or
because
has multiple meanings, really.
Jordan Maxwell said that churches derived from churches, which meant to bring them in, close the doors, and manipulate and do whatever.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So could church been manipulated for another word? Replaced, actually. Let's say replaced.
Yeah.
What's it? Say that again?
If the word church was replace something that was...
Okay.
Can we check on that, Jen?
Yeah.
Instead of tabernacle, they call them churches, maybe.
Instead of, it could have been the Palladium, it could have been the stars, it could have been whatever, but they put it as church.
So we are asking, did they deliberately translate and use the word church because it was about deception? We know we were deceived. Okay.
Potty breakers.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
Okay, everybody line up in twos. Let's
Sorry,
go.
buddy.
We don't have
water. It's this clear stuff. It's terrible.
Get
so
the hall
is
pass.
Coffee stuff, you know.
Oh, Jay's good. They are going in twos. That's funny.
We thought women were bad. They can fight over the hall pass. All right.
The buddy system. It's dangerous out there.
All right. Ooh, had a card flip out. Ooh, yeah, wow. Okay. All right. Make sense of what card flipped out too.
Oh, nice. I like that answer.
Oh, wow, that's a definite yes. The card that got flipped out was the 8 of Pentacles. They worked very hard to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They had to make sure it was all lined up in the way that they want it written. Why? Because that baby drip drop page of swords. You got to take care. Basically, well, they're too stupid to understand anything else, so we'll call them churches. Yeah. Hidden secrets. 4 of Swords. Absolutely. What they weren't anticipating on was the Sun card. That it wasn't going to deceive us so much that we would all think doom and gloom. Because I no longer look at the book of Revelation as doom and gloom. I just don't. Absolutely not. Let's see, look at the base card. Okay, well, who's there?
Ooh, looky.
Oh, that it. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Looky.
Yeah, now I'm just curious. So when they talk about the churches, and I'll mention again when the guys come back, when the letter was written to the church of Ephesus, we kept talking about astrology and how the stars could have a lot to do with this, and how Melissa Redpill, she does a wonderful way of breaking down these things. It says, "He who holds the 7 stars in his right hand, who walks in the midst of 7 golden lampstands." What the crap does that mean? Is it 7 physical stars? So is it, that reminds me of a constellation.
So can we ask if the 7 letters or the 7 seals are off-worlders holding those?
Interesting.
I heard that question.
Interesting question,
Like
isn't
that.
it?
You left Dennis. What happened to the buddy system?
Did you give him the hall pass?
Hey, Lee, he
He's on his
exists.
own.
I spotted a Lee.
I left my hall pass.
He dropped it in the urinal.
He's always
Gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If all throughout the Bible it tells you that the angels are the stars, why all of a sudden do they become churches?
Well, it was manipulated. We pulled cards on that.
Yeah, we did pull cards on that.
The bottom card was the devil.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes, it
Off-worlders are working with the divine angelic, because they can be holders of it, yes, but they hand them off.
Ooh.
Hmm.
To-
I never thought about that. I thought once the holder, always the holder. Nope, they hand them off. And then the justice card. Well, I'm going to bring these two up together because
They're handing what off?
the seals. We asked about the seals, if
Oh, okay.
off-worlders were holding them. And the 6 of Cups is about handing them off in reconciliation as well. So sharing and giving of gifts. Because they showed me divinity as well. Well, these 2 cards are about balance. They both balance themselves out and bringing justice. They work together as a collective.
And that's what I'm seeing, because with the Book of Enoch, with the archangels, Raphael oversees spirit of men. Each one, Ragel, luminaries. Michael sits over chaos. So it's like these seals, once they're open, it seems like it's one of the archangels coming through. Remiel, over those who rise, hope.
Wow. So if you think about it, so if the off-worlders hold them until they're due to be broken open, and then they hand them off to the archangel that's assigned to that particular time or event.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, guys? Do you want to pull? You want to do the rods or pendulum on that?
Yeah, I can do. I'm sorry.
Give me an exact question that you want.
If the off-worlders are holding the seals, do they give them off to the archangel when it's time?
Yeah, just to see if there's confirmation, or if we're looking down the wrong rabbit hole.
I get, yes, they are holding on to them, and yes, they are giving them off to the archangels.
I got yes, both. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I got yes to both.
I can hear you. Yes.
Technically, it's not the churches then, so we're not looking at locations.
Yeah, so we can give up on the term church.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, when you went holding hands and skipping to the bathroom, Nadia and I were talking about.
No, we were actually chatting telepathically. Okay,
Yes, we were.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Hey, little man.
I had mentioned the Church of Ephesus when they were talking about, if we're trying to figure out if it's like with astronomy, it says
Like Ephesus.
Nadia's here. He who holds the 7 stars in his right hand, who walks in the midst of 7 golden lampstands. So is it? It's okay. Calm down. It's okay.
He wanted to see us.
Yeah, he's curious. Well, Lee's watching it in the other room. He hears our voices, so he gets curious. So if we're talking about the 7 stars in his right hand, and his is capitalized, so are they talking about Yeshua?
Let's ask.
Are we talking about constellations? That's what I'm curious to know.
Well,
And like I said, Melissa Red Pill, she writes these beautiful books. I highly recommend them.
What as to who's holding the stars? You mean?
Yeah,
what's
who's
it about,
holding
Jen?
Huh?
The book. What's it about, Jen?
What? Well, I don't know. Major clue. Yeah. But she ties in the astronomy and the stars, constellations with it. So
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, we are in a very pivotal, amazing time. I mean, they even showed the 7, was it the 7 stars giving birth?
yes.
It's just like, this is such an amazing time to look at the constellations
Yeah.
or astrology.
I got to.
You know, I'd like to know why both Pleiades and Orion are in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
In one verse.
Yeah.
Well, we know now.
I got a yes to God, yes to Yeshua.
I got a yes on the constellation.
Yeah, but it's wrapping. There's more to it, obviously, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
in the hand.
Okay. So we're going to have to really study our
And 2 in the
constellations.
bush.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, so we've narrowed down, stop using the term church.
Stop using the term bush.
Especially in our government
Yes.
status. All right.
And
Shrub. I'm sorry, shrub.
when we really pick these apart, we need to be thinking in the stars and the heavens. Now, the way I was taught, Genesis starts out by talking about the Creator creating the heavens to be like a billboard. This is for signs and wonders. You should be looking up all the time. Well, I wonder why. If that's supposed to be everybody talks about these Bible codes. I think the stars are the Bible code.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
I'm getting it's not constellation.
Not constellation. Wrong word?
No, if the 7 stars are in the Pleiades,
7
the
sisters.
hand that's holding the stars is the Palladian system, star system itself, and not the constellation.
Interesting.
That would, well, in my eyes, that would still be God.
Right.
Yeah, of course it is. It is,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, yeah, because it says in his right hand, and his is capitalized.
Right.
So,
No, I would say that's Abba, God,
yeah, creator.
creator.
Okay. Well,
I had gotten a little thing about the what I was asking was Nadia mentioned the language, the numbers were the language of the angels. I got a yes. It seems to. I asked, is this all pertaining to the angels? And I got a yes. And I said, is it 100% pertaining to the angels? And it gave me a no. And I said, is the message of the angels from the angels is that the numbers are ringing true with the stars? And I got a yes. So anytime a angel has a number, it has something to do with the stars.
Well, if you want to connect it to astronomy, I mean, wherever we are, there's certain degrees, and the certain degrees pertain to what's happening at the times.
I'm wondering that myself because remember when we were talking our late night, I gave a series of numbers to you guys. That seems to me that it's a star map. It's something to do with stars. It
Okay.
really does.
I'll have to get back to you on that because it just hit me when you just said that it could be either a squaring or
Yeah.
the connection of what's happening at a certain time.
Like geometry?
No, it's when you look at your astrology and like
Yeah.
your Leo is 20 degrees here, but it's
Oh, yeah.
squared to Pluto. I wonder if that's,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, could it be a direction? That's what I'm getting a yes on.
Like
In other words,
directional
it's
longitude.
a direction of something from something to something. I got a yes on that. Dennis, can you just ask if the numbers were related to direction on your pendulum?
All right. While Dennis is doing that, Jay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Those are the angel numbers, right?
No, series
Just
of numbers I
numbers,
gave them.
just numbers, yeah.
Yeah, it was a series of numbers I gave them, and I got it was directions.
Could it be
All three of you just out.
could it be a portal, an opening of the portal?
If you lose me, don't panic.
You're on. Say it again, Dennis.
Yes.
Okay. It's you're not wrong. There's more to it, Nadia.
Yeah.
It's not a full. Yes, there's more to it. What were you saying, Jen? Before that, you had said something. You said, "Wow."
You all three froze at one time, and I was fine, and then you guys came back, and then I dropped.
Now the funny thing is, like I always have you live, but I'm watching, and nothing happened on theirs.
Nothing happened on me since I changed my name back to what it's supposed to be.
Oh, good. You're not sinned anymore. You're not sinned.
You're not sinned anymore. You're redeemed, Dennis.
Spirit told me to put it back the way it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got
I'm the special one here. Okay. My name doesn't spell out sinned. I'm the special
one. Okay.
Yeah, my comments keep
I don't
going.
know.
They just showed up and then they just blinked off like, boom, there they go.
All righty.
I'm just special that way.
So what I was asking, Jay, was can you guys check if it's a direction for them reopening up a portal for the good, not for the bad?
Okay, well,
What's happening?
I got you were onto something, but let me see.
We're losing. I think we're not supposed to be touching this.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. Maybe we ought to get off this.
Wow.
Did
Moving along.
The question Jay has freaks out our computers.
What's that?
Every question you have.
It just messes up our computer system.
Oh, it's not Jay. They're messing with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I drink, I think it's
all
the water.
I hear.
Yeah, it might be the water. You need to get back to the coffee.
You better. I think that's what caused it. There goes Jen.
Yep. See, she needs her coffee too.
Was that the name of the water? Okay, she just
coffee too.
No, it's called Jen's out, guys.
Okay.
She's out. Out.
Okay, guys.
The host is gone. Party!
we just created a mutiny.
Look, you know what I find fascinating is she's hosting this. She goes away and we're still on somehow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
that's hard for me to understand, and I get it's probably a technical thing, but if your host is having the party and there's no internet or something with the host, how do we still get the party?
She probably went to go get chips, so let's see.
She's bringing in her karaoke machine.
Okay, I'm
You know what? I can actually give the numbers in the chat here that I
No,
got.
Jay,
Bass?
Jay.
Bad Bass?
No,
Okay.
no.
No, I mean, then you're out, and then it just leaves me and Dennis, and
And then we're gonna have a real party.
yeah. So Jen is coming back. Jen, did you bring the chips?
Hey.
Come host.
Did you bring the chips?
Did you
Don't
bring
breathe.
Did you bring the karaoke machine with you?
No, I had to go
was
fetch the hall pass y'all left in the bathroom.
When I last saw it, it was floating.
Out the door.
all right? So we'll
Oh,
move
my
away
goodness.
from that. So we're gonna move away from
Yes.
yeah. Let's stick to what are we gonna stick to? The seven seals, the not
Do we need-
churches.
Do we need to do the four horsemen?
Well, that's
Sure.
interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, go for it.
Let's see.
I'm
Well, I
going
think
through the
Dennis
scenes,
should
and the
start.
scenes don't have horses.
What do they have? Buggies?
Oh, let me go there. No, they're not horses. They're talking a whole lot about angels.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, it's more than four, actually. Oh no! Wait a minute. Those are the seals.
I'm checking my notes.
All right. I'm just curious since we're on the horsemen here.
I thought the horse. Oh, maybe that was wrong. That could be wrong.
Okay, well, while you guys are doing that, in the Quran there are 10 major signs of the beginning of Revelation, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we are here yet. First sign was smoke or smog, Canadian fire. Check.
Yes.
Yeah.
They call it the Dajjal, which is the Antichrist. Who is pronouncing it? We could say Grandpa Joe. I don't know. Check.
Yep.
They call the beast will be shown. Sun
Yeah.
rising of the sun from the west instead of from the east. And that could be because we're shifting poles. Maybe it's going to come from the west.
Yeah.
The second coming of Yahshua, Jesus. Gog and Magog. So that's in your books too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Not- yeah.
three major earthquakes in a row. So Turkey probably was one. I don't know if it was three in a row. And then the last one is blazing fire from Yemen to Jerusalem.
How far is that? Roughly.
What do you mean? Yemen to
Yemen.
Jerusalem?
Yeah.
How many miles?
Let's Google, but
Let me Google.
isn't Jerusalem is in Africa? Well, let me check. Let's Google. I'm Googling. Yemen. See, that would have been during the Iraqi war, I would have thought.
It's 1,800 plus miles. It's pretty big.
That's a big fire.
For our overseas and Canadian, it's 3,000 plus kilometers.
For every other country except America?
Yes.
Kilometers. Yeah, why are we the only one? Nobody, we said, hell no, we do not want the metric system, and we stuck with it.
That's because Americans, they're so used to 12, they can't subtract.
By tens.
2 away. Yeah, exactly.
No more math. We don't
Uh-oh.
want to math.
No mathing. Tens?
No mathing.
You would think tens are easier to divide.
Well, aren't we one of the few that does Fahrenheit and not Celsius either?
Mhm.
We are the only ones that have not converted to metric, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just lazy. I don't know.
Did Dennis disappear, or was that another potty break?
No,
I think he's just muted and his camera's off, but
so he's still in.
he's still
I had
connected.
asked real quick if the four horsemen in Abrahamic religions if we would see that in the stars, and I got a yes also. So
Okay.
Okay, a quick download came in. Told me to look at my Google distance
Okay.
from Jerusalem to Ethiopia. Why? It's only
Well, because I believe Ethiopia has always had a major role in this.
it does, but almost 1,600 miles.
wow, that's almost dead middle. 1,800, 1,600.
Yeah,
Yin yang
Interesting.
balance.
it's only a
Mhm.
5-hour, 41 minutes, 51 hours. I don't know. Okay, go ahead, Jen.
So when it comes to the 4 horsemen, we know they're not talking about actual 4 horses and people on them.
51.
So is this also an astrology thing, or is this a spirit of something?
Yeah. I got a yes to that for the astrology. When you say spirit of something, can you define that for me a little bit more, Jen? What are you saying?
Meaning like, okay, so use the with the pale horse, and who sat on him was death, and hell followed
Okay.
with him. That's his spirit, isn't it? Because I don't think, I mean, it's not like we're going to see the Grim Reaper riding a horse across the sky. At least I don't think so. But
Well,
spirit or angel. It's
well,
the same.
the
I
death
got-
angel thing.
I got meteor.
Go ahead.
Something saying meteor, or it could
Okay.
be a disguised off-worlder.
Are we talking about wormwood?
No, we're talking about horsemen. Did you have to feed the horses? Is that what happened, Dennis?
No, I had to get rid of a pest. I now looked at the Essene book for the 4 horses.
Okay.
Not even in the Gospel of Love and Peace,
No.
which is supposed to be more factual than the Bible. It goes from the scrolls to the trumpets.
Wow. So there is trumpets there.
Well, that follows the Judaic religions, scrolls and trumpets.
Yep, there's trumpets.
Crumpets and jelly.
So have they added stuff?
Well,
Obviously,
yeah.
man-made, just for
Coffee
the
cake.
simple fact. Yeah, coffee cake. Just for the simple fact that it's fear-mongering, just to scare the crap out of you.
I just asked real quick, is this deception? It went boom, yes. Like that
Just
quick.
to
Yep.
bring the frequency down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ask your rods if the Gospel of Love and Peace is more factual than the Bible is. I'm looking for confirmation.
Without giving a direct yes, I would say yes. Not factual. How about if let me use the
More
word truer.
truth.
Okay.
Huh?
Let me use true.
Yeah.
Is it more truthful?
Is it truer?
Which one? The book that you're looking at, Dennis?
Yeah, because I've asked 3 times the Gospel of Love and Peace by the Essene, or there's Essene books 1 through 4.
Yeah, I got a yes on that.
Yeah, okay, I did too. Yeah,
A little more to it, but yes.
Jay, can you
It's
see?
completely different, really.
Can you see if the book that the book of Essenes, if it's 50% truthful?
The Essenes?
The book that he was
That's
Gospel of Love and Peace.
Is it 50% truthful?
Yeah. I think it's higher, but I want to start at that.
I think I'm pretty sure it's higher.
Yes, let's go 60%. I get a yes. Okay, let's jump to 80. Doesn't like that one.
70.
70.
Doesn't like 70?
It's close to 70. It's in the 60s.
Nice.
Hmm.
It's
What does
actually
that translate into the metric system?
Yeah.
Jen, what are you
Is
pulling on?
that multiplied by?
yeah. Jen's working hard over there. I see her.
Yeah. Energy's drawing me. What's going on?
Gospel of love and peace is based on fact. Percentage wise.
Jen, what do you got? It's not good, or what is it?
I was looking for a percentage as well because I can look for numbers and narrow it down.
You got a 60. I'm getting an 80.
It didn't like 80.
Well, it's like an 80 for me. Maybe it's just you.
We're going to
Oh.
split the difference, and we're going to 75.
We'll go 75. There you go.
Hey.
70.
My rods are bigger than yours. Okay.
Yes, but mine like to swing.
I like
Mine's
we're in
just
an
a
auction.
swinging.
I like 75%, which is Jay. What you remember what the Bible was of truth when you did it?
It was less than 50%.
Yeah.
But I'll ask it again real quick.
Well, yeah, I guess it would depend
Part of the
on
Bible
which
that we have.
version.
Yeah, I mean, isn't King James version probably less than that?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Wow, I got 30%.
Yeah, I'm in the 30s, if you will. I'm in the 30s.
30%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm asking about the Zephyr, and I'm in the 30s too.
You guys, every one of you guys we were all gone on this, but on theirs, we were still on.
Really?
On theirs, what's theirs? What?
Okay, so like I said, I monitor this.
StreamYard versus YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, and this one is completely moving perfectly. StreamYard, we were all gone.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like,
We need to move to a different a different.
Well, I think we're hitting
Stream.
something, and they're not liking it.
Right. When you go back to, I think wasn't there something about the seals being opened by the Lamb, if I remember right? In the Bible, the Lamb would symbolize Jesus, or like Dennis was saying, John. I almost think those names are interchangeable in many aspects of the things, but
well, I mean, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. These people were of the Middle East,
right?
You could see Yaqub or Dawood or David.
Yeah, there's no
Dawood. Huh?
There's no Jays.
There's no James or Mark or Matthew.
Right.
That's right. Johanna.
Well, okay. Revelation 6:1 talks about the Lamb of God opening the seals. Well, if you use the term lamb, any one of us can be a lamb.
Exactly.
They are not liking this at all. It happened again. Mm-hmm. Every time we touch on something, it goes nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. But I'm just saying those names are not of that timeline.
No, I just saw Peg's thing, 4 winds directions. Yeah, the 4 winds are actually spirits. They're actually angels dedicated to that. And they also bring in the bad things. That's their job. That's what they were created for. We checked on that.
I have Spirit over here turning my pages for me.
Okay.
I turned the air conditioner off. There's no air blowing in
here.
And
they're expecting. They're waiting on some kind of question. I have no idea what. They're like sitting there going, I don't know what they're waiting for. Something.
Where did the horses go?
So, okay. Well,
not horses, they're unicorns.
Jay, can you check if the horsemen are meteors or off-worlders?
Well, which is it?
Well, let's do meteors first, but I'm thinking of something else. What I'm thinking is not what I'm asking you guys. That's the funny part.
Well, that would be nothing new.
Third time's the charm.
No, on
Okay.
both.
I get the
No,
point.
no. All right. Is it on the horseman coming? Is it Enel and Enki?
What? There's 4 horses, right?
Well, the father is Anu.
I knew what.
It was
Doesn't
Anu.
like that one. It gave me a straight no. What are you getting, Jen? Give it to me.
I got a no on the meteor.
Yeah, I got no on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Anunnakis probably are coming as the horsemen.
Nibiru.
I'm trying to get Spirit to slow down just a second.
Okay, take your time. I know
Because
they're
they
like
said
waiting
you're
for
asking
they're
wrong
waiting for something. They like want to tell us something. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting
Yeah.
a ring.
They said,
No on
stop
the
asking
Anunnaki.
that. And you're asking the wrong question. And I
Yeah.
went, what do you want us to ask? And they
Yeah.
said, are you sure that the 4 horsemen aren't events, though? They're not actual.
Well, I mean, well, the events
because
is.
I got,
I'm sorry, Jen. The events
I
is
got angelic.
angelic.
I'm getting
You
that
got
right now.
angelic?
Well, they're brought
Yeah.
on by the angels, just like the
Angelic.
4 winds are angels. You know, I'll get it. Whatever it was.
Well, or an angel holds the power and it's released once
Yeah.
Creator says so, if that makes sense.
It's just like the 4 winds. That's what they're giving me.
Yeah. Well, it's of the Creator, isn't it? Yes, it's of the Creator. The strength is held by an angel, but they're events. Okay.
Oh. Jen.
Ooh,
Yes.
Arnold.
This is kind of a real quick card thing.
Okay.
You know how they everything's always in the right hand. The right hand. The right hand.
Right.
The right hand of the Father. Right hand. The left hand is what we don't question.
He's like a magician.
Yeah, like look
Everybody
over here.
focuses on the right
Wow.
hand, but nobody sees what's going on.
They just said
with the
to
left.
me, "What's with the left hand? Left hand, like left hand." Can you
I can't
expand
help
on
it. I
that?
was born that way.
Can you expand on that? I can't do that with my rods.
Okay.
But it seems that with the left hand is what we haven't been told.
Okay. All right. Jay, see if this resonates or if your guides would answer this. Is the left hand the Garden of Evil instead of the Garden of Eden? Their purpose.
Lucifer's garden?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we talked about Lucifer's garden?
Yeah.
It's not once it rephrased. There's something to do. What do you want with the left? What is the left?
Something that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay,
It's all gone. That is all gone. The left refers to that burden being over with, wrapped up. Tower is destruction. This is emotionally walking away from it. And this is for the betterment and protection of humanity. That's move out of troubled waters. It doesn't exist. I believe you're right.
Do you remember that from the Garden of Evil came the 13 families bloodline?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's what we're not looking at. We're not focusing on that hand.
Jen?
Distraction. Yes.
Not the bottom card. The next card. Next. Take off the bottom card and then the next card. What does that mean to you? Not the bottom card. The second one from the bottom.
The devil. Probably, I'm not sure. That's my guess.
We're not paying attention to the left because we're so focused on the right. We're supposed to be doing both.
Okay.
Supposed to be doing what?
This is so annoying.
Looking at both.
I'm back on.
Well, I
and
pulled
try-
these cards.
Oh, contract.
Did I?
Right.
You
Okay.
froze.
So I pulled all the negative. Am I froze?
You're good now.
Okay. So I pulled all the negative, and then they said pull 4 more. Well, look about these beautiful cards, because the Emperor and the Empress. This is the good Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, and Strength. So we have 4 negative, 4 positive, and then when Jay said pull that card, it was right after it. Look at them both.
The contract. Lover's card.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm a little. You might have to explain that to me later. No, I'm just.
So
I got real foggy after that. I'm sorry.
it's okay. So basically, they were trying to say this is the left hand, this is the right hand.
Right hand is
And we need to
righteousness. The
pay
left
attention
hand
to
is
both
evil.
of them.
So,
Is it really? Is it balanced?
Wow, Aziz,
Yeah, it's
like,
balance. It's all about balance.
but it's a contract to see good and evil always.
In a universe of duality.
well,
Even
yeah,
though they
I mean,
don't
if we
want to be dual.
if we understand the original story and follow that, it was opening the eyes to both good, the knowledge of good and evil. We're
Right.
supposed to not always see the negative. They just told me split the deck in half and pull the card you see, and I went okie dokie. This is about balance on both.
Okay.
We
Okay,
have to understand both sides.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, and to wrap all of this basically up is maybe understanding both good and evil. We choose what path of revelation we want to go through.
I just got a download that says yes, because this
Yeah.
helps determine your free will of which path you choose to take.
Right.
That fork in the road.
And it's that free
You
will
have
that
to
gives
see
you
what
what
your
timeline.
options. Yeah, which path will you take based on your own free will? You have to look at both in order to determine which path you want to take.
That's your discernment. Is what I'm getting.
So basically,
Yeah.
let's say basically, enlightenment will have you choose the path of righteousness. But if you choose to stay in a 3D, you will believe in the revelation of the worst possible scenario.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very choppy. I only got a couple of words out of that.
Yeah, I didn't hear a thing.
I heard it all.
Thanks, Dennis.
You're welcome.
All right. Should we
I
film?
love you too.
I love you too. Should we? I'll repeat it. I'll try to repeat it. Basically, when you start to go in the higher dimensional density enlightenment, you choose the really, Jen? Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Jen's going, no. Oh, is that the answer? Or is that you can't hear me?
No.
Okay. So
That's what I was getting earlier.
all right. So basically, if you could read lips, you're auctioning, Dennis. Basically, you choose which path. So if you stay in the 3D, you will be stuck in the higher revelation. I mean, in the revelation that is in the Bible of deception.
Yes. Listening to spirit. Spirit's translating what your lips are saying, so I think I know what you just said. Okay.
Wait, Nadia's frozen now. Nadia's frozen.
Nadia's totally frozen. Okay.
Oh, we're back again. This one. Actually, we froze on the YouTube channel also.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now I lost my train of thought.
Okay. Can I
Spirit was translating what you're saying. Yeah.
The balance between the
Not
right
James
and the
Vernon.
left.
You're all
this
frozen.
is for
Okay.
Jen. Jen, does our understanding mark us somehow? In other words, when we, I don't know what they mean.
I'm thinking that the more understanding that you have, the higher your frequency is, and it's the frequency that gives you the mark.
Well, also,
Yeah.
I believe it was on your show, Dennis. Love is the key.
Yes.
As you raise your frequency of enlightenment, you choose that path of the opposite of what the Bible is trying to show. The
Right.
fear, the
Right.
I think you
hopeless.
guys are missing
The
something
true
here.
righteousness.
I think
Right.
you guys are missing something here with the love.
Oh,
The love
I
boat.
thought he was going to do Barry White. Jay, you got to do Barry White. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Had to snap
and
out
we're
of my
frozen again.
Is that another name for Noah's Ark? The love boat. I've totally lost everybody again.
no,
Okay,
I'm
we
still
hear you.
here.
I hear you.
Wow.
No, we froze. We froze again. Everything is going on in StreamYard.
I'm still warm. I got a blanket here in case I get really
Yeah,
frozen.
but StreamYard keeps going on and off. What are we missing besides the love boat, Jay?
Yeah, Jay.
No, what I wanted to ask was, you said you'll understand this, Jen. Jen, what's the pressure behind my eyes right now? What is this? I don't understand. It's really
Well, but it comes from here too. It's not just this way, but it's this way.
it's like coming out.
It's also the
What
third
is
eye.
this? What is that? What is that? It has to do with this. I don't understand it.
All right. Hey,
Where-
Dennis, I want
Good.
you on my side of charades. Jen, you can.
Yeah, some days it's clear as a bell. Other days it's 2 syllables. I don't. But there's this pressure behind my eyes.
Bless you. Okay.
You're welcome. It's pushing forward.
Oh,
I don't know.
forgiveness?
3 cards. 3 cards. I'm getting 3 cards.
No,
Three
is it
cards.
pull 3 cards?
Well, yeah.
Because that's Christ consciousness, Jay.
Okay.
You have to pass through the 6th chakra.
Yeah, crown conscious. Yeah, the crown chakra and the.
You got Christ
Yeah,
consciousness here, not just love,
Pull
but
3
forgiveness. It's also
Oh, maybe that's the love, the Christ, the combination.
yeah, it's compassion. So it's not just
Very
I love
intense.
myself.
Then. Very
Huh?
intense. What do you get, Jen?
It's going to be the 3 stabbing in the heart for.
It was. Listen. It was like.
I got that Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and she's gone.
And she's gone.
Oh my God, this is like.
This
we're-
gets
we're
better
like-
and better.
Makes me want to go back and watch the
Should have
Keystone
stayed
Cops.
with the love boat, I think, maybe.
Hold on, guys. Da, 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 da. I'm waiting for Jen to pop back in.
Da, 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 da.
Jen, nope.
No, okay.
This is
Yeah, but that pressure had something to do with that. Like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
yeah.
And,
Okay, so a lot of
love,
people. Okay,
understanding great consciousness. Yeah. Okay.
Jay, can you mention 2 things to your guides?
Sure.
Pineal gland and the blue pearl. See if that rings a bell.
Blue Pearl.
There's a blue pearl. There's a pearl that connects you to the spiritual connection. And
And that's located where?
in the pineal gland.
Really?
I'm seeing crystal blue waters That's
Yeah.
all they're showing me.
Yeah. So decalcifying your pineal gland, forgiveness, it's all opening up for like here she comes.
I got something for you.
Hey,
Hey,
you've been
Dennis.
gone a while.
In meditation, tell you that this morning I got like 2 roses, a purple rose in the middle of a white rose,
Ooh,
both
like it.
both fully blossom.
Well,
What would that mean to you?
I like it.
And there she goes again.
and there she goes.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Hey, Dennis, I like that. I really like that. I mean, you're at the crown chakra, I believe.
That's
What
that's
color?
that's
Dennis?
another
Purple and white.
purple inside of a white, both roses.
Yeah, it's basically, um, Jay. When you're done with the question, and I'll ask you, Dennis, can you ask if that's twin hearts?
If what is?
You're purple and white.
Oh, okay. Thought you were talking about something else.
What I'm getting is how I kind of asked. Mind spirit becoming one.
Yeah. Can you, Jay? Can you ask if it's twin hearts?
Twin hearts.
It's called.
Yeah,
twin.
I got a yes on the twin
Yeah.
hearts.
Okay, and I'll explain it as soon as. That's very nice, though, Dennis.
Yes, it's a little bit more than that, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
So
a
twin
definite
hearts.
yes, but they're also saying there's much more to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, twin hearts. Twin hearts is your show. You know, like your heart is the divine God. Remember
Right.
in the chakras, like I was explaining before,
Right.
and this is forgiveness. Above it is the crown chakra.
Right.
So your heart is the heart, the soul, connected to the crown chakra. So when
Okay.
you get compassion and forgiveness or enlightenment, they're connected. So they're called twin hearts.
Jen's texting me. Apparently, she's locked out. She said the answer to my question was the 3 cards I asked for was consciousness, love, and free and light spirit. No worries. Internet's gone. She's locked out.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I got it too.
I mean, let's give her. Well, you know what? If she's locked out, we're gonna be.
We may have a certain amount of minutes.
Right. I'm just gonna say we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How about
You want to?
let's maybe wrap it up, but at the same time, if
Yeah.
we're gonna do something along the revelations again, we're seeing similarities. Are we gonna go spirit led again? See where it pulls us. Or do you have a particular thing in mind? Nadia, can you move or are you frozen?
She's frozen.
She's frozen.
I am going to do a readathon, basically an audio book, only to get to see the narrator.
Okay.
What is it?
On the Gospel of Love and Peace.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be the usual.
Okay.
Pendulum.
Okay. I lost because you guys were locked out. What was that you guys
I was just asking if we're going to do another, or if we're going to go spirit led on Revelations again, or where we're going. I mean, I hope, okay, people in the chat, maybe if they could say how they like this or not, or even a subject they want us to continue with the Revelations because it's gigantic. Yeah. Or do you want to go with something else? I mean, realize we're not.
You're choppy now.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of doing this just to make people think, just to make people understand. That's all. And what are your thought processes on it? I don't know. Leave it.
Your voice is coming out, so we're coming in and out. So if they could.
Okay, Jen, just put a message on the chat, guys.
Put a note in the comments section of what
she did. Do you guys? Anybody want to put a thumbs up if you guys want us to do this again on Friday?
Well, yeah, what she's saying, Friday.
Or wait till Wednesday.
Friday, ask questions.
And there goes Jay.
No, I think that was me.
Friday.
Friday.
Okay,
Go with
guys,
Friday.
if anybody wants on Friday, can we put some thumbs up? Let's see what we got. I don't know if they can.
Okay.
My chat's froze. I don't even know if they can hear us.
I don't think.
I wonder if we're locked up.
Can you guys give us a 5x5? Okay, I got Moonchild said thumbs up. Nadia said thumbs up. Let's see. Jay's out. Oh, he's back. All right. Sonia waved. So I guess they want us
I'm
to
here,
do Friday.
but I'm refreshing.
5x5. 5x5. So they can actually
I'm
hear.
seeing
Let's
none
do
of
Friday.
that. Okay, Friday. Great. We'll go from there, but I'm seeing nothing. I can hear you on my phone.
Okay, well let's say Peg wants to know.
I'm seeing it 5x5.
And Jay just left. I was just going to ask a question, and I guess we're done. We're on a countdown, so it's going to close out, guys. So, love and light. I was going to say if you want me to pull some oracles, I can.
We're done. Yeah, let's close out.
Yeah, actually, you know what? So hold on one second.
I'm gonna head out.
Well, don't close yet. I'm going to do there's an oracle card. Let's just see which archangel would like to talk to us.
I think it's just you and I.
Yeah, I'm going to see.
Jay just left.
All right, you can start singing. I'm going to pull out some.
Fly me to the moon.
I think the live chat.
Sing upon the stars.
Okay, give me one more second, guys. I'm going to pull out. Let's see if an archangel has a message for us.
What would you like to know?
Not fallen angel, Dennis.
Oh, darn it.
Someone just.
And I can't get up.
Okay, can you guys see who the angel is speaking?
Metatron.
Metatron. Wisdom. Oh, can't get any better than that one. What number is the Metatron?
Isn't that also Enoch?
That is awesome. Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes,
Metatron,
pendulum tomorrow, Russ.
Wisdom. And it says, I'm going to read it.
Uh-oh.
The Sphinx has always created within us the wonderment of enigma, for within its being lies the wisdom of the centuries, the knowledge of the bygone civilizations. Therefore, your choice of this oracle brings you knowledge of your own divine wisdom. This is exactly what we were just talking about at the end. Thank you, Metatron. Where am I at? Through eons of time and the quest of many lives, you have wrought such beauty and knowing within your soul. Metatron wishes you to be still, to meditate on your own innate wisdom, and to act with the honor of an angel. So amazing. And that was Metatron's message to you guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
And with that, I will see you Friday.
All right. I don't even know if this is going to shut up by itself. I'm waiting to see if it will shut up.
Well, let's find out if it does or doesn't after I leave.
It will be like this. All right. Love and light to you all. Meditate, do forgiveness, and hopefully we will come back Friday more enlightened. Love and light to you all.